And welcome to the SimBros Pod.
Man, episode 9, we were back at it.
I'm Chris.
I'm Cam.
And together, we're the SimBros.
And we're here to help you win your 20s, people. Special edition, we're shooting on a Saturday today.
Saturday night.
Saturday night, it's actually not bad.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
You got to get it done. You got Sunday's full rest.
Yeah, full rest. We got a big Sunday coming up,
Yep.
people. I know this episode's going to drop on Monday, but
Yep.
we know Game 7 is coming up.
We need a full day. No pod, no nothing. Because we need to lock
Grocery
in.
shopping, we did that today.
Yep.
All the washing of the clothes, we did it today. You're not going to disrupt my Game 7 viewing time.
No, not even viewing time. I don't have to be thinking about doing anything else besides parking myself on the couch at 4:55 to hopefully watch a cool presentation of the finals.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, we'll see.
I know, and we'll definitely get into basketball
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, super excited for Game 7.
And the reason why we did it on Saturday, I think it's actually a good life lesson. You want to do things that are tough, stack those on the same day so you can fully rest on other days, right? Sometimes people say, a great saying is keep the hard days hard and keep the easy days easy, right?
I think it's a great idea.
We could have easily filmed this tomorrow and done this tomorrow, but we had time today, and even though we were busy today and doing a lot of different things, I know you had your big run and all that stuff, we just told ourselves, let's do it today because we're already in it. We're already feeling it. So
that's what I was thinking. It's like Saturday, man, I already did it.
Yep.
We already did it. Might as well keep doing it just so Sunday can be even more open. Because for both of us, that's a big rest day.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, you still want to get your steps and do all that kind of stuff. You still want to do the basics. But yeah, we were like, Saturday, get the run out of the way. You got basketball out the way. We got grocery shopping, all this stuff, cleaning the house. We got it out the way. We're good to go for Sunday.
That's the key in all, even fitness, in life. If you're like writing a book or whatever you're doing, you don't want to, a lot of people talk about, I'm just saying about anything, right?
Wow.
Like, I'm not writing a book.
Shout out to the writers.
But some people are like, hey, let's make sure we do like a little bit every day, which I think is something to think about. But if you really want to put yourself, we're going the writing book example, like really block off time, right? And then give yourself proper time to actually step away and rest. Keep the easy days easy and the hard days hard. It's going to pay off in the long run on your body if you're doing it in fitness,
100%.
If you're running, and also if you're writing on your mind, because when you're always doing small things, right, and not giving yourself like just full time off, it wanes on you and it can start to compound.
I think it's a great, I love it. I do it.
Yeah.
I think it also says a lot about your discipline too, because it's tough to have a one day you can do multiple things. You run and you lift, or like for those, maybe you read and you go to sleep early, whatever it might be. It's tough to do like all those things and like combine them into one day. So obviously it's another step towards your discipline and improving that.
Yeah.
And additionally, when you do have that rest day, it's not let loose day. It's just, rest day.
But I also think, that's true. And that's one way to think about discipline. Also, discipline in the rest, right? That is something a lot of high achievers, a lot of people who want the best in their lives never want to stop, right? But there has to be moments where you just take some time.
Yeah.
Decompress.
Yes.
And enjoy what you have and just give yourself a break, because the more nonstop you go, that just leads to burnout, right? And you're doing too much, and then you do too much too often, and then you get off the wagon and you're not doing anything. As opposed to if you took a proper time to rest, recharge mentally and physically at least one day per week, then you go back the next day and the next week feeling so much better and ready to tackle.
100%. I mean, burnout, look, there's two ways for this to be negative when it comes to discipline, right? Obviously, and the whole thing is that it's way more obvious. If you're not doing what you need to do, you're not doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
You're not going to be burnt out, but you're going to be maybe disappointed in yourself or whatever. And that's obviously not good. But if you do maybe more than your body is capable of, maybe you push yourself, you overexert yourself too much, you actually might not know that you're causing harm. So for the people out there who, especially the ones who exercise or run or whatever, pay attention.
Yeah.
Appreciate those rest days. The rest is actually where you see the game.
Yeah, the rest
that's where your body repairs itself and it just allows you to be an even more high achiever than ever before. You need the rest.
Yeah, no one realizes that. You think you have to go to the gym 7 days a week.
No.
You need to run 7 days a week, when in reality, you make the most gains when your muscles are repaired as you're resting.
Yes.
Versus lifting, because the more you lift, the more muscle fibers you break down, and then to the point you're going to get all the fibers going to be broken down, and you're not going to make more muscle after that. Like, your body's going to be in constant recovery mode.
How many rest days do you have per week, would you say?
I will say I take one full rest day, meaning no lifting or any functional movements.
Actually, no, let's back up.
Yeah.
Let's go, might as well go through each day. Like, starting with Monday, like, what is your Monday? And then go through.
Yeah, my Monday. So I'm actually starting a new men's league basketball this week. So that will change things up. Monday, 8:05 p.m. is our first game. We get game film and all that stuff. Whatever. Besides the point, my normal Mondays are, so again, keeping the hard days hard and the easy days easy. My normal Mondays will be, I'll do a leg day in the evening, and I'll do anywhere from 5 to 6 miles in the morning running, right? Zone 2 cardio at that moment.
You do legs before?
No, legs after. So I run first in the morning, probably before work, and then after I'll do legs. So that's like a double day for me. Tuesday, split into 2 halves. One will be a lot of change of direction, agility work, and then I'll finish off with back. Wednesday will be half running in the morning, around 3 to 4 miles, but this will be at a bit higher pace.
What is half? Oh, you have a double day.
Yeah, exactly. A double day on Wednesday, right? So I'll do 3 to 4 miles in the morning, and then the second half when I'm lifting and doing a little change of direction, agility, so a lot of ladder work, and then chest and triceps.
This guy loves changing directions.
Thursday will be active rest day. I'll get on the Stairmaster, do a little bit light work, and then I'll do a little bit of stretching and functional movement. So think like single arm kettlebell deadlifts, nothing intense, but just trying to move my body in the best way I can. Friday will be, I'll do high rocks workout for 45 minutes before. This is high intensity of rowing, ski erg, bike, farmer's carries, things like that, trying to simulate a high rocks. And then after that, I'll do some shoulders and biceps and triceps. And then Saturday, I'll play basketball in the morning, and then I'll do a maintenance lift, as I like to call it, where it's just like pull-ups, push-ups, some dips, things like that, just trying to keep my body functional and warm after basketball, because it's very important to lift after you run or play. That's a long time. You made me do that. You might have to cut this out.
And Sunday.
Sunday, I don't do anything. I told you that already.
Okay.
I walk maybe like a mile or 2, and then I'll maybe stretch.
And for the normal people out there, yes, that was a very weird sounding week.
You made me do that.
If you're like, what the heck? What is he talking
Literally
about?
off air, we paused this before we even did this, and I said, "You sure you want me to do this?" He said yes.
Didn't know we were at Yappers Anonymous, guys. Just
you asked for this.
Either way. But to just like kind of going off that, you hear that the hard days are hard.
Yep.
You could easily make
Yep.
one of your run days on Sunday.
Yep.
You can
exactly.
You can make it on Thursday, but you want to make your hard days hard, your easy days easy.
Yes.
Keeps your mind focused.
Yeah, it keeps me focused, and it keeps you in it, right? Like, if you're gonna do half in, half out every day, you're not gonna be fully invested, right? If I know I got 2 workouts on Monday, but I get Sunday off, like, it just helps me recharge and get ready for the week.
Good.
Keeping your hard days hard and easy days easy. Well, what about you? Let's talk about your split for the regular people.
Easy, yeah. This is a normal split. Watch, I'm gonna go through it in 15 seconds. It's not gonna take me 8 minutes to explain what I do.
And I didn't even explain everything, but
not even close. Yeah, the guy's ridiculous. Okay, Monday, chest, boom. Tuesday, legs, boom. Wednesday, I do a run in the morning, and then I don't do any strength training afterwards, more stretching.
What kind of run?
Do tempo runs on Wednesdays, sprint work, really focusing on my VO2 max, trying to increase as much as I can, because it's linked to all-cause mortality.
Yeah, it's one of the most, biggest indicators of how long you're going to live, or how you will react to disease.
Absolutely. Everybody try to figure out what your VO2 max is and try to
We'll talk more
increase
about that.
Thursday is back. Friday is shoulders and abs. Saturday's my long run. Sunday is it. That's a rest day.
Yeah, we rest and we enjoy and we recover. Damn, that took longer than I expected.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, keep the hard days hard and keep the easy days easy. I think thinking about it that way helps me it helps you understand your life, right? There are going to be times where you have a lot of things to do, and it's going to feel like you can't ever get out of it, right? But instead of trying to do something every single day, there will be times where you just got to step back. Be like, I'm okay. If I give myself this break today, that means I'll be able to come back better and be more efficient tomorrow, instead of doing things inefficiently every single day. I think that's a big difference.
Okay. I kind of want to. I don't want to challenge that because I think that's right.
Yeah.
But I want to, I guess, like speak into it, double click as the corporate people say on it.
Click.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Terrible. Yeah. My bad. Corporate life, terrible. Anyway, I think you should factor in those breaks and those rest days into your schedule.
Yep.
And not right before it's about to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest difference.
When you say right before, what do you
Like,
mean?
you know, yeah, dude, you know, let's say you like going to the gym at 6 o'clock after work and it's 5:30 and you're really not feeling it. Your body's tired. I don't think it's best for you to just like, okay, you know what? I'm really not feeling good. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm not going to exercise, even though I told myself I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Instead, you can kind of I agree. You take a step back and you realize, okay, you know what? My Tuesdays, I usually have this really long meeting.
Yep.
Maybe I got to stay a little bit longer because of XYZ reason. I probably should like have a rest day after that day.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think right before, if you're like, you know, I really could go to the gym and I know I'm supposed to, but I just am not feeling it right now. I think that can get a little bit dangerous.
I agree.
And I think that's how like bad habits start to form.
No, that's the difference. It's, again, you said in scheduling it out and knowing you have it on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Like, or whatever day it is. But for us, right, we know we have our rest day on Sunday. So even though it's Wednesday and I really don't want to go to the gym because people think I do, I'm like everybody else. I don't.
Nobody
like,
actually
if I had anything, I would never go to the gym. Like I would just go to sleep, right? Like, so, but since I know I have Sunday off, that gets me through, right? Because I know it's on my schedule, as opposed to, like you
Even
said,
Thursday.
taking Thursday active rest day, as opposed to my, being ad hoc with your rest days and off days, right? Then you take one here, you take one there, then you're off schedule, and then
100%.
You're not doing things, you're not
100%.
keeping the promises you made to yourself.
And remember, like no one's saying you need to go to the gym 6 days a week and have one rest day.
No.
If you want 4 rest days, you want 5, 6, it doesn't matter. If it helps you, if it gets you moving, then that's all that matters.
You know, that's a great point. I think that hits on what exactly we're trying to talk about today.
Yeah.
Which is you really don't have to do that.
You really don't. You really don't.
You don't.
It's always good. Obviously, look, surround yourself with people who push you, people who motivate you, people who you see qualities in them that you want to attain it within yourself.
Yep.
Right? That's great. But sometimes it's good to take a step back and realize you're already ahead of the pack.
Yep.
I mean, whoever is listening, you're ahead of the pack. I don't care.
If you're listening to this, you're ahead of the pack.
It's true.
Like, actually.
It's true. It's true. Because, like, no one's forcing you to listen to this.
Nope.
No one is, right?
You know you're getting better when you're listening.
Yes, and we appreciate you listening, by the way.
You really don't need to do a ton of different complex things because it's crazy that a lot of people won't even do the basics. Right. Like we were just talking about it. The basics done well for a prolonged period of time always win. And that's why Cam was saying you don't need to work out like us 6 days a week, right? That is something, if you enjoy it, if that's what you want, great.
Yeah.
But the reality is a lot of people aren't even working out a day a week. Or moving their body at all throughout the whole week.
Exactly.
At all.
It's look, I mean, our word of the series, or I guess our phrase of the series, compound interest.
Yep.
It's so real, people.
Everywhere.
Small wins today will stack up into major wins over time.
Yep.
Okay? Let's just take a step back, do what you got to do, be consistent with it, but don't forget, extraordinary people do the ordinary extra. That's it. That's it. And that goes to all aspects of life. If it's exercise, if it's sleep, eating, investing, work stuff, get the small wins today.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes back to, it's kind of crazy. I was watching this TikTok of a person going through the amount of movement they had on their work day. Anyone who works a corporate 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
You sit around for 8 hours probably at a desk.
Yeah.
Most people do. And at the end of the day, he saw that he only moved 1,100 steps.
Ooh.
Walking, maybe to get food, maybe to go to the bathroom, get water a couple times, right? But this person was cognizant of his movement and knew he had to run later. He just wanted to see how little steps he really did take on an office day. Yeah. And that is the point we're talking about. People will move that little and then not move for the rest of the day. Right?
Park themselves on the car.
And that is where the reason why we're saying you really don't have to do much. If you just went on 2 30-minute walks or one 30-minute
walk.
walk.
One.
Like,
one.
You would be
That's at least
so far ahead.
That's at least 3,000 steps just on top of all the other movement that you might do.
And that's so far ahead. And your mind is clearer, everything. Just from doing a little bit more. We're not telling you to run 8 miles after work. No. If you just got out and walked for 15 to 20 minutes, you're already doing better than, I don't want to say 85% of people, but probably.
I mean, that's 85 is a strong number.
Maybe.
I was
65.
I would say a good amount of people.
Yeah, good amount.
So 65.
I think it's bro. Like, listen, you've seen it.
Hey, no,
it.
of course. So yeah, it's the same thing. You know, if it's drinking water, okay, you know, I don't drink a lot of water. Just drink a little bit.
Yeah,
and you're probably gonna be doing a lot better than people
because everybody else is doing exactly what you're doing, and they just don't even think about it.
Exactly. So you guys are conscious about it. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching us, and that's why we have this community. We love you guys. But yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, just stack up the small wins.
Yeah, I think the reason why we thought about this week is I saw that TikTok, and then I also went to the dentist. The first time going to the new dentist in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And listen, I know
I'm
a little crazy with my teeth. I am, but my teeth stain really quickly, so I wanted to go to the dentist. And I floss a lot. I do my routine's kind of crazy. I do cocoa floss, which anyone who has Glide or whatever, like absolutely cocoa floss. I actually have it right here.
You want to say it again?
No.
Okay.
I actually have it right here. If anyone's watching, Cocoa Floss, please sponsor if you're listening.
Shout out Cocoa.
Cocoa Floss, and I do a floss pick, and then I'll also water pick. Again, that is too much.
Way
right?
too much.
That's way too much.
As long as you know. I
know I'm crazy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. 100%.
In more ways than one. So I go to the dentist. Well, both of us actually. We have dentists back home in Los Angeles, and they both always say we have good teeth, right? Like, nothing, we have good teeth, but it's not like, oh my God, this is the most amazing teeth I've ever seen, right? Like, whatever, it's just cool. But then I come in today on a dentist I've never seen before, right? Never met.
Right.
And, she goes through, does all, the cleaning and all that stuff, does the exam, and it's like, you really do have great teeth, right? And you haven't seen the teeth I've had to go through before, right? Like, and she was like, you're just a great patient because it's super easy, right? And that made me think of, I know I do a little bit more than most.
Way more.
But you've gotten the same compliments about your teeth before, and you don't do as much as I do.
No, I don't.
And what we're saying is, like, how many times have you seen people, hey, do you floss? No. Why?
Yeah.
Like, it's just the basics, right? If you would just floss every day, you probably, you'd have great teeth, right? And you wouldn't be the person this dentist is talking about, where they're like, wow, we have to deal with all these bad teeth people. And it's the basics.
I think it was just, okay. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like, especially for me at least.
Yeah.
I really don't do all that much. I floss. I brush my teeth twice a day, guaranteed, no problem.
Yep.
I have a retainer that I need while I sleep because I have a huge gap. I used to.
We remember that.
Yeah.
Want to show the picture?
All right. Let's all calm down. But like that was everything that was asked of me to do that, right? And I did it. And the dentist is, like you were saying, is like, oh, you have really nice teeth.
Yeah.
Bro.
You're not doing
I'm
much.
not even doing that much. And like, I like to think of it literally like investing, just because that's where compound interest works really. It's easy to see that compound interest. We saw a TikTok the other day about a guy saying, if you start investing by the time you're 35, you'll be ahead of the curve.
You're a great spot. 35.
Which is 100% true. But imagine if you put $1 in any time before that.
Yep.
You're ahead of that curve.
Yep.
And you put $2 in, you're ahead of the...
It's insane.
Get the small wins, people. Don't invest 100 million% of all the money that you have.
Yep.
Invest a little bit. It's going to go a long way.
Yep.
Invest. And we always talk about investing. So I know we say the same thing.
That's what life is, though.
It really is.
The ones who stay alive, build the best lives, are the ones who have invested in themselves from the beginning.
Yes.
They know. There's all these podcasts of these older people saying, the number one thing, the reason why I'm healthy, because I strength train.
Yep.
But again, Higher Up Wellness. Shout out him. Hopefully he sees this one.
That'd be great.
He talks about it. He does 3 workouts a week. 45 minutes.
3.
And walks 10,000 steps a day. That's it. He's not running marathons.
Nope.
He has.
He does.
But his regular cadence of working out is not doing anything crazy.
Yep.
It really is easy.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
No, like it's easy. It isn't easy, but it is simple, right? Like that's what he says.
Yeah.
Right? Like because the reason why he says it isn't easy is because Look how many people can't even do that.
Exactly. The part of it that's not easy is the discipline. It's the consistency.
But the actual part of it is easy.
actual of move my feet one by one and open the gym door and walk in. It's not hard.
And go for 30, 45 minutes.
It's extremely simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
So if you can make the not easy part easier, look at you. Look at you.
You've taken over.
Who's stopping you?
Because it's those things, right? And the worst part is, right? Not the worst part. I'd say the toughest part on people is that, oh my God, I'm never going to see the difference. Right now, I'm 25 and everyone seems like we're still on the same pace, even though I'm doing everything different, even though I'm doing more. I feel like I'm not separating the way I want to. Everyone has told me, just wait till you're 30. Wait till you're 35. Wait until you're 40. And that's when you really start to see the difference of people who have invested in themselves versus the people who haven't.
And that literally works with actual investments too. I know I'm a money guy.
Yeah,
if you start at 25, by the time you're 40, like even, okay, if you start at 25 and invest until age 30 versus a guy who starts at 35 and invests until age 40.
Yep.
Even though you both invested for 5 years, you probably invested a little bit less than the guy who did 35. You're going to be way ahead of him.
I'd say even 35 to 45 probably.
It's all about time. It's all about consistency. Just be consistent. Stack your small wins. Do the basics well.
And you're not going to see the separation yet. But that shouldn't be. That's okay. That shouldn't be what you're looking for. No. Because you know if you're doing something, investing positively into yourself every single day, those dividends, it's crazy, money-wise, will pay off, but also to yourself. It will pay off in everything. Yeah. Man, when you see successful people, most successful people are in shape, right? Like that's what I love. When you look at anyone, if you've even gotten this far on the podcast, search up all like the Fortune 500 CEOs.
Oh yeah.
Tell me if anyone's out of shape. Please tell me.
And I know what the excuse is, oh, they have a bunch of money, they can obviously hire personal trainers. No. That's the thing. It's not chicken. It's a chicken or the egg situation, right? They didn't get in shape because they have a bunch of money.
Yep.
They got a bunch of money because they were in good shape.
Yep.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The reason why they got money is because they were already investing in themselves from the beginning.
They invested in themselves.
It works out.
Yeah.
There's always, sometimes it feels like, oh my God, this person is just so successful. They have an avalanche of success. Why they get so lucky? No, it's really because if you invest in all aspects of your life, in yourself, the way you do your money, the way you do your career, the way you do your job, if you just approach it with that same mindset, that's how you get everything. And that's why it feels like, oh my God, this guy's good looking. He's in good shape. He has a lot of money. How did he get so lucky?
What a lucky guy.
How did he get so? The reason why is because he approached his life. She approached their life. Yeah, her life, doing and investing in themselves from the beginning. Yeah. In the money, in the relationships, in their career. That's why she's a CEO at a Fortune 500 company, looking beautiful, in shape, and making a ton of money. That is why.
Yeah. How lucky did she get? No.
Man, this fires me up.
I mean, like, look, one thing about luck, and I love this.
Yep.
It's a great Instagram caption, by the way. They thought it was luck until I did it again.
Did you post that? Did you say that?
I did say that. But
You're waiting.
I did.
You're already waiting.
I needed a good picture. They thought it was luck until I did it again. They thought I got lucky. And you know what? Unless you even think that for the first time. I know I didn't get lucky.
No, you know.
You know you didn't get lucky.
You know what work you put in.
She knows they didn't get lucky, but I did it again just to show you.
Yeah.
Just to show you that it's not luck. This was all effort, full discipline, all skill. It wasn't easy to get here, but I got here.
Sad reality. No one wants to hear this. Luck isn't real.
Ooh.
In the way you think about it. You don't just stumble upon luck. What happens is you were preparing yourself each and every day for that one moment. If you had a business, you were consistently getting that business better, getting your sales pitch better, to the point where you're in a line at a coffee shop, someone asks you what you do, and you tell them, they're like, oh, wow, like, I'm an investor in this. I know a fund. I can help you do that. Like, all because you practiced your sales pitch every day, or you just were preparing. You were always working on your business, getting 0.5% better each day to get yourself ready to pounce on that opportunity. That's what luck is.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed. I was going to say no one has good luck or bad luck.
Yep.
I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm so unlucky.
No, I hate that.
There's no such thing as good luck or bad luck. Sometimes random good things happen to you. Sometimes random bad things happen to you. And you know what? That's just life. But at the end of the day, it's probably all 50-50.
Usually always.
If you think it's one way or the other, that's probably your brain skewing it. And so if you think you're a lucky person, that's great. Keep thinking that.
Yep.
Keep putting, because the reason why you think you're so lucky is because more than likely because you put in the work, you put in the effort, right? Yep. And you're reaping these benefits. If you think you're an unlucky person, again, it's your brain skewing you towards that. Take a step back, understand the situation of, you know what? I maybe not be unlucky. I'm just hyper fixating on the bad things that happen to me and kind of letting the good things that happen. You almost see it as like finally, as like relief instead of appreciating it as a new situation as it should be.
And that's the mindset, right?
That's
having the mindset of, if you're going to have the mindset of I'm constantly unlucky, guess what? You're always going to feel unlucky, right? They always say.
I remember, Theo Vaughn was on there with Dr. Was it Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
Not doctor. I don't think he's a doctor.
He might be.
He
should be.
And he said, I don't know if anybody's seen this clip, but Tony Robbins asked Theo, they were sitting in a room. He said, Theo, find everything in this room that is brown.
Yep.
And Theo looked and he found that and he found that and he found that. And Tony saw, a beige chair. And he said, you probably said that was brown, didn't you?
Yeah.
He said, oh, yeah. Right? Oh, he found like a mocha counter table. And he said, oh, you probably thought that was brown too. And Theo said, yeah, I did. When you look for certain things, you will literally mold different stimuli to fit that certain criteria.
Yep.
Okay.
You're looking for it.
If you're looking for negativity, you will find it, even if the thing that you're looking for isn't necessarily negative.
Facts.
If you're looking for positivity, you will find it, even if that thing isn't necessarily positive. This is a choice that you make, okay? Don't say, oh, I'm forced into thinking like this or I'm forced into thinking like that. It's a choice that you make constantly. Always try, I always try to find the positives in things.
Yep.
Even in really bad situations, I'm like, well, at least that situation's behind me, right?
Or what can I be grateful for in that situation? Yeah, exactly.
How can I learn from that?
Yep.
Bad things happen all the time to good people.
Yep.
And you have to be able to kind of like, get yourself out of that somehow, right? So
I think that's a great point.
It's another thing.
When you see negativity, when you always are negative, when you want to think about negativity, that is what you get. When you say you're unlucky, that is what you're going to feel like. Oh, this person didn't choose me. Oh, I didn't get this job. This, we didn't get these restaurant reservations. Like, that doesn't mean you're unlucky.
Yeah.
That's the stuff, and that perpetual idea, negative, unlucky, that moves and percolates throughout your life. And people start being like, why is this guy so negative all the time?
Yep.
Like, what's the point? It's not that bad, right? Like, you have a pretty good life or whatever it is. There are things to be grateful for, right? And man, like that is such a good point when you say, when you're looking for negativity, you will find it, because there is negativity everywhere.
Yeah. Things that are neutral, you will find them and turn them negative.
Yep. But everything you have is all about your mindset. How are you going to take it? How are you going to take feedback at your job? Yes. How are you going to take feedback from a coach, right? Like, are you going to take it and shell up and be like, this coach doesn't believe in me?
Doesn't know what they're
talking about? Or are you going to be
about?
like, this is something I need? The reality is that life is never sunshine and rainbows all the time. You actually need tough moments to get yourself better so you can learn from them. Because it's not going to always be an upward trajectory. People get preoccupied with making sure they win all the time. Yeah. When you don't need to win all the time.
No, you shouldn't want, I mean,
you actually shouldn't want to.
Yeah, we talked about it. Like,
it all feels the same.
It doesn't feel like a win.
Yep.
A win feels like a win because of all the losses that you take.
Yep.
Like, clip that.
Yeah.
I should have been my senior yearbook quote, but instead of
what was it?
It was push it to.
Well, mine was, I love my senior quote. I love my senior quote.
No one cares.
Which we talked about. We'll do this later.
It actually is a great quote.
But yeah. Shout out Bruce Arians, former Arizona Cardinals and Tampa Bay Bucs coach, Super Bowl champion.
Okay.
The quote was, he would tell us every time in practice to his players, don't be afraid to be great, right? That's further on. I'm going to leave that there. But the crazy thing is that people are afraid of being great. So
I hate giving Chris compliments.
People are afraid of being great. But
it's a great
going back to like kind of being unlucky and seeing, negativity, but also switching back and thinking and getting yourself lucky, which is the preparation meets opportunity. That goes back to doing the basic things well.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, you will be so far apart from everybody else.
Oh, man.
And that will make you lucky.
Yes.
If you brush your teeth every day, you're going to have good teeth. You're not going to have cavities.
I mean, dude, look, you got like win the basics. Win.
Mm-hmm. They really do.
If you just master the fundamentals, control what you can control, win the everyday small tasks.
Yep.
That stacks up greatly over time. That separation that you have with people who you might compare yourself to starts to get a little bit wider.
Yep.
And you start to get a little bit further.
Every
you
year.
start pulling away. And then they're asking you, how'd you get
How'd
there?
you do it? Yep. They're
How'd you do
asking
it?
you. That's the best part. Dude, how did you do it?
How'd you do it?
I just did it. I just did the small things. How did you stay so healthy? I just drank water. They told me to.
Yeah, there's no secret. This is public knowledge, world knowledge, man. You don't need perplexity for this.
Man, it's crazy. Shout out Perplexity.
No.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we think about with the Whoop, right? Like we talk about fitness wearables all the time, and now there's this new feature about your biological age. You can, it shows you how your body is functioning compared to your actual age, right? And there's a wide spectrum. There's people who are a lot younger than their age, and there's also people who we saw today who are a lot older than their age. We saw a 23-year-old who had a biological age of, what was it, 35? And you ask yourself how that happens. Yeah. The reason is because they're not doing the basics.
Yep. Oh, 100%. Like, again, if you just, bare minimum basics, you are going to be at least as old as you chronologically are.
Yeah, that's what you should be.
I mean, at least you'll probably be younger because again, those people who are your age don't do the bare minimum. They don't do the basics. They don't do the little small tasks. And there you go. And when that happens, and your body literally ages you. As a 23-year-old chronologically, being 35 years old.
You're 23. Could you imagine feeling that?
That's terrible.
Imagine you, you're 35. That's what your body is telling you.
I'm afraid of getting old. Getting to be thinking that I would be 35 right now is devastating.
It's scary. You look at all the comments and they're like, yeah, you should be sleeping 6 to 8 hours. You should be moving your body at least for 30 minutes a day, walking, whatever it is. This person wasn't doing any of that, right? If you're not sleeping 6 to 8 hours a day and you're not moving at all and you're not drinking water and you're not eating relatively whole foods,
not
healthy,
strength training,
not doing anything.
I mean, seriously,
like you probably are going to be 12 years older than you.
And you know what's crazy? Even that guy is probably ahead because he actually has the wearable.
Yeah, that's true.
He can see that,
and he can change.
Yes, he can change.
He's 23. He got way more. He got so much time.
I mean, like, oh my god! Not again. I love a Whoop. I'm not forcing everybody to buy it. But like, there are many people out there who don't have any fitness wearables, who don't track sleep, don't track steps, et cetera.
Anything. Runs, something.
Yeah, runs is actually, we can get into that. Because that's crazy. People who don't track those, different measurables, metrics, those people are even further behind, right?
Because someone could be 21 at 40, but they don't have a Whoop because of course they don't. Or they don't have any wearable because of course they don't. They don't see that they're not getting quality sleep. They don't see that their body is failing them slowly. That's what happens. More early disease, things like that are from your body is trying to tell you early on. You don't just suddenly wake up and have diabetes or something like that.
No, you don't. It's true.
It's consistency of those non-great habits, of not doing those basics that hurts you in the long run. 100%. And you look back and it's like, oh, one day I didn't have diabetes, one day I did. No, it's what happened over and over again.
Yeah. A lot of these, causes for mortality, like you said, take time. Just like anything else in life. Everything takes time. And if you are consistently poor with habits, you welcome these causes of mortality. The ones that you at least can't control. Diabetes, heart disease.
Yeah, but they look at you like these look at you like, oh, that's a prime target right there.
Yes.
This person doesn't drink water, they smoke, they drink a lot of alcohol, right? Oh my, this is easy.
When you're in your 20s and 30s, these are conversations we should not be even having because we have the opportunity to, you could even at 20 and 30, any of these ages, no matter what you did before, you still have the beautiful opportunity of really starting over.
That's the best part.
And maybe not even starting over, but just slowly improving.
It's not over.
Believe me, there are 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds who wish they could go back to 20 and just be like, man, I wish I just took a walk every day. I wish I, lifted a weight, picked up a dumbbell, whatever it might be.
Yep.
I wish I stopped smoking, whatever it might be. There's a lot of people who wish they could be in this situation. We are lucky. We have the ability to kind of start over and like really stack those wins now.
And remember, when you're 20, 25, 30, whatever, if you want to feel like you're quote unquote starting over, that 23-year-old who wants to bring their biological age back down. Yeah. Remember, it's not, oh my God, I need to run 35 miles a week.
Yes.
17 hours a week. No, it's the basics.
Because let's be honest,
fundamentals.
that's not sustainable for most people.
Nope.
99% of the people cannot run 35 miles a week.
Yep.
Okay.
And lift on top of that and do a corporate job and all that stuff.
And here's another thing I was thinking about. Everybody needs to strength train.
Yep.
Everybody needs to strength train. I don't care who you are.
Every single person.
Every single person. I don't care if you're 100. I don't care if you're okay, maybe not 10 years old.
Yeah.
But 20, whatever.
Yeah.
If you have to do it. Because it's the only true decrease of all-cause mortality.
Well, yeah, because what happens is, right, when you get older, and you see sometimes older people when they fall, and their bones break a lot easier than others, right?
Yes.
And the reason why is because you haven't built up the bone density from lifting weights. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be super heavy.
No, it's just about...
You have to be doing something that's pushing yourself.
Yes.
Right? And that's forcing your body to... like if you lift 20-pound dumbbells, you have 20 pounds more extra like resistance if you fall, right?
And
that's what happens.
Same with 2-pound dumbbells.
Yep, all the same.
It doesn't have to be 100,
It's the resistance. Yes. It's the discipline of it all because when you get older, you don't want to, fall and break a hip. You don't want to do that, right?
We want to be so coordinated that it doesn't even matter if we fall.
If we're investing in our life, we want to enjoy it for as long as possible.
Absolutely, right?
Why are they?
Thank you. That's actually such a great point. That is such a great point. I mean, like, we all want to retire or there's nobody I know who's like, I want to work until I'm dead.
Nope.
I mean, actually, I do know a lot of people who love work, and that's they love what they do, and like, whatever. I guess
good for them, man.
Good for you. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. You should always do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
But I know most people are like, man, I can't wait to retire early. I want to retire with a nest egg. I want to retire healthy with a lot of money, family, et cetera, et cetera. Why would we not want that to feel like we retired at age 40, no matter when we retire? Exactly. Even if we retired at age 40, for those,
lucky enough to do it.
Tech millionaires out there. Good
Rest, what is it called? Rest Invest?
Rest Invest, yeah. I mean, good for y'all. If you can retire at 40, why would you not want to feel like you're 25? It's the same thing.
At 60, you should feel like you want to be 40.
I mean, like, why would I? Oh, man, my hip hurts. But I'm retired,
I can't do anything.
No.
And that's what people say. People say that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why people kind of are like, man, I want to do everything right now while I can. It's like, what do you mean
while you can? You still can.
You should be able to. If you live life the right way, you'll be able to have your cake and eat it too.
Yes.
Both parts of your life. You never have to sacrifice one thing for the other. There are people, you can find millions of videos around this, and it's crazy because a lot of these videos go viral because it's different from the norm.
It's
the
so
people who
rare.
are 60 who are traveling now and still moving around. These videos go viral. It's like, oh my God, look at them. You can do it too.
Wait, they look so young.
Yeah.
How did they get so lucky?
How did they do it? Yeah, they must be good genes.
Oh, yeah.
Must be good genes.
Completely genetic.
Great genes.
Completely genetic.
That's the worst one. Oh, I hate that argument.
Completely genetic.
There are some genetic things I understand.
100%. But not everything.
Not all of us can jump 40 inches. Like, that's crazy.
If you're in good shape, it has nothing to do with genes.
Yep.
I don't care. It really doesn't. We've seen, there are parents who maybe aren't in great shape with kids who are in really great shape. Is that genes?
Yep.
Is that genetic? No. It's conscious effort made by certain people.
Yeah.
So don't say, oh, but really great genes. If we're talking about specific things, this person has wide shoulders.
Yep.
That's genetic.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
Bigger calves. My calves are so small.
I got tiny calves, and that is genetic.
Don't cop out now.
Yeah, no, not as a cop out. Just saying, it's crazy. But if someone's in good shape, they're probably in good shape because of the effort that they put.
And that shows you, like, even in like dating life or things like that. I just think it's being in shape or trying your best to be in shape shows so much about yourself. You don't need any long dating profile about liking to go on long walks on the beach. Let me just see how much you're pushing your body.
Yes.
Right? Because that shows me the type of person you are right now. Yeah. That shows me the type of person you want to become in the future.
Yes.
And that is what's important.
That's how, and also, like, think about, there are lulls all the time in relationships, and you want to be with somebody who knows, hey, this is a lull right now, but even though I don't want to push myself, I don't want to be, I'm feeling tired. Maybe I'm feeling exhausted, long week. I'm still going to push myself to be the best partner I possibly can.
That's the difference.
And that's people who go to the gym, people who run, people who sleep great, people who eat great, drink a lot of water.
It's in every part of your life.
No, I mean, like, obviously there are times where you're like, man, this feels great. I can't wait to drink a lot of water.
When you're motivated.
And I can't wait to go to sleep early.
Yep.
But most of the time it's like, oh my God, I really don't want to do this.
I don't want to
Everything
do
in my body
this.
is telling me not to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I promised myself I was going to do it.
Fact.
And if I don't, what does that say about me?
Yep.
Okay? So if you are in a relationship with that type of person,
you can get through anything.
you'll get through anything.
Because everything transfers over.
Yes.
The discipline,
100%, yes,
the consistency of everything. Again, the people who feel the most lucky, the people who have the most. Why are the people who are the most successful always have the best relationships, right? Like
LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. Because every time he has a chance to bring LeBron in, he will. Because the investing of themselves and the being consistent with it all and understanding that conflict is going to happen.
Yes.
And doing things when you're tired, doing things when you don't want to, and understanding that this too shall pass, but I have to get through it.
Yep. You
this
have to.
9-mile run you did today will pass.
It was terrible today.
But I have to do it.
But I was not going to stop. Nothing was going to stop me.
I saw him. I was driving back from basketball. I was like, oh, there he was.
Where'd you see me?
I think I saw you on Rollins. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Right there. Yeah. You didn't see. I tried to stop, but I also didn't want to horn because I didn't want you to get go crazy.
I was almost done.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. You were coming back on the badminton.
Yeah. Oh, badminton.
Yeah. You were on that road, right? And before you turned right into badminton.
Okay.
I thought you saw me because I stopped for like a second.
I was exhausted. I couldn't see anything.
But you got through it. Now you're done.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was terrible.
Wow. Speaking of exhaustion, the Thunder looked exhausted in Game 6. I don't even
know what you can even call that.
Want to play.
I wouldn't even call it exhaustion. They looked defeated.
Yeah.
And for a team that's in the finals and up 3-2, for you to look defeated
in a closeout game.
And they could have won the whole thing yet. Like, we forget. Obviously they probably want to win at home. They prefer. Yeah. But they could have won the whole thing.
I'm telling you this. I would much rather prefer to win in 6 guaranteed than to hopefully win at home. When a Game 7, literally anything could happen. This is the NCAA tournament right now.
Yes.
That's why it's the coolest part, because it's the NCAA tournament in the NBA level.
One game.
One player can go crazy.
One game.
Jack Golke can go crazy and beat Kentucky.
It could be in the first quarter, and Braun says this all the time, my guy. We're on a first-name basis. But he says this all the time in the playoffs. There could be a possession in the first quarter that can lose you a game.
Yeah.
That genuinely, like, I was just watching because NBA just posted it. I recommend that everybody watch. It was basically like the last 5 minutes of the last 5 NBA Game 7s in the finals.
Yep.
I know a lot of people don't forget this because it was really bad. Curry, let me actually have the scene. The Warriors were up 1 with 4 minutes left, and Curry does.
This is 2016.
2016, right? Yeah, sorry. And Curry has a terrible behind the back pass, goes straight out of bounds to Clay. That's a huge possession. Obviously, that was deep in the fourth quarter, so that obviously has a lot more of an impact. But that's a huge possession.
But even so, it's like there's 4 minutes left. We got time.
No, yeah, exactly. No. Every possession matters. Every point matters, man.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait.
You can't wait. And that's why, everyone who does their brackets in the tournament when you're rooting for other teams, it's like, a 5-point lead feels like so much. Think about it. 7 points feels like insurmountable when you choose it. Right? I remember, we were at Duke and we were down 7 in a game, in a tournament game. Michigan State, I think we were down 5. That felt like a lot. 5 with under 5 minutes to go. Right. Yeah. And then Texas Tech, a classic game I always think about. I think we were down 12-2, and I was like, we're done. Right? Like, we're done. The scout was like, we're not, everyone had Texas Tech over us and that they're going to win. And I was like, maybe they were right. I tried to believe, but no. We'll get into more Duke basketball stories later. But 5 to 7 points feels like so much when it's one game. What I love about it too, Game 7s, is that we've talked about this all the time. NBA players, people who are in prominent positions, are just like me and you.
They're gonna be even more.
They're just like me and you. They're nervous just as much. And I was listening to a podcast too where it says the media members are nervous. Like, people in the crowd are nervous, right? Yeah. For no reason, really.
Media. We'll hear Lisa Salters and Mike Breen. Let's see if they got it.
It's also Game 7 for them. Like, they need to make sure they call it the best possible. I guarantee you Richard Jefferson and Doris Burke, they're all like, they're nervous for tomorrow because they want to make sure they make the right call.
Yes. And so that first quarter is going to be a little loose, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see. I think what's gonna happen is we'll do our predictions and stuff, but also crazy that we talked about it last week, and I was like, will we be back filming in Game 7? I really didn't think so.
Me neither. I thought it was gonna be
at that point it was 2-1 or was it 2-2? I think it was 2-2.
I think it was 2-2.
Yeah, we thought it was done.
I thought it was over.
I think we got the extender as the number one ref, the crew chief, Scott Foster.
The extender.
But there is nothing to extend. Maybe I guess that means maybe
OT?
bet on having overtime in this game. I think the first quarter, the refs are going to set the tone. Are they going to let OKC, Dort, Caruso, Case and Wallace, are they going to let them muck it up? Are they going to let them play a little different? Because in Indiana, they got called for a lot of fouls early in Game 6, which kind of put them back from pressing Halliburton full court and things like that. Will they give them the benefit of the doubt this game?
I really hope they do.
Yeah.
And not because, it's home crowd, home cooking, whatever. I want a physical game. And I said this before. And again, I was just watching all the Game 7s. The score in the final 5 minutes, Warriors, Cavs, it was 89-89. Heat, Spurs, it was 78-78. Lakers, Celtics was like 68-70.
Yep.
And the Spurs Pistons was like 50 something to 60. It was
fourth quarter.
I want that.
Disgusting basketball.
It's disgusting. I want missed shots. I want missed threes. I want every single bucket to feel like a dagger. And so I hope that the defense is allowed to play physical. I also never want the refs to determine a game either way. So. Yeah, I would hope that they can at least be a little bit handsy. I know that's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
Let's not get it. Let's not be egregious.
Yeah.
But those ticky tack ones.
See, I will push back on that a little bit in saying that you also can't let the game get away from you.
Yes.
It's something.
It's a delicate
Game
balance.
7 for everybody. Like the refs are nervous about this too.
Yeah,
because
they're
they
figuring it
know
out.
they have to. You have to play the delicate balance of reffing the game, of course, making the right calls, but also not being too into the game where people are like, why are the refs like, this is not a ref show. We came to watch basketball, but also at the same time, you can't just let everything go because then people are like, this is a football game.
Yeah.
So that's a delicate balance. And it's so tough in Game 7s. I think, wow, I really like, to be honest, I could see any possible outcome of this game happen. The Pacers win big. The Thunder win big.
No,
the
I don't
Pacers
see-
win small, and the Thunder win. I can see anything.
I don't see a big win either way.
Really?
I think this game is going to be tight. It's just the nature of how a Game 7
Fair
goes
enough.
in the NBA Finals.
Pacers did it last year against the Knicks, though.
The NBA Finals. The last 5 NBA Finals games I watched, they were all so tight.
Yep. Because probably should be. I agree.
I think it's going to be, maybe Thunder win a quarter, Pacers win a quarter. Thunder win a quarter by a lot, then maybe whatever it might be. I think it's going to be a tight game. If we're talking about spreads and stuff, right, I'm taking that plus all day.
Yeah, 8.5 is a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. I'm taking the plus all day. I'm laying the points?
No, you're taking the points.
I'm taking the points, right.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the points all day. Pacers plus whatever it might be. Even if it's 6, I'd tease it down to 6. Get yourself some money. It's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I think listening to a lot of podcasts over these past couple days. Shout out Zach Lowe. Thank God you got a job back.
The Lowe
ESPN
Post.
should have never gotten rid of him. Again, it doesn't make any sense to me why you're just promoting different people. Whatever.
Anyway.
Not real basketball people who are sickos, right? Zach Lowe will watch.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He charts out all this stuff. But one thing I thought that was super interesting that he talked about is he said the one reason why he might give the Pacers the edge is because, have you noticed the Thunder don't seem like they even have a rotation they want to go to? They don't. Like the Pacers know you're going to have pretty much everybody playing at the times they know. Maybe plus or minus some Mathurin minutes if he's playing well, right? But the Pacers rotation is set. And it feels like with the Thunder, it's like, oh, let's see if Isaiah Joe can play today. Let's see. You don't have a closing 5 you really want to go to. And that's kind of, that could work in most situations. And that's probably why you win 68 games, because you have all these options depending on the game. But
you can do what you do.
When the rubber meets the road, you
gotta know
fall
who to
back
go
on
to.
your habits.
And
if you don't have a go-to, if you haven't practiced the way you want to sub this way, if you're just going to continually draw straws and try to figure out what you're doing, I think that puts you at a disadvantage.
I agree. No, barring any foul trouble, it's like, oh, maybe Shea will come out now.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah. It's like, oh, let's just like play.
Like, we're going to change this
Kenrich Williams. Like,
we're going to change this up now?
Yeah,
Game
exactly.
3 of the finals?
So I thought that was a really good point.
That's a good point. I like that.
So, because he,
look,
the Pacers
honestly,
are going to play their game the whole time.
I see the Stars playing big minutes. It's the last game of the NBA.
I mean, I play 45 to 48.
It's the last game of the NBA
season.
season. There is no game 8. We talked about this. You got to go.
Yeah.
Everything. Leave it all on the court.
I mean, I think this is what you should be saying as a coach, right? Like, hey, you tell me when you need rest, and I might pull you if you need it.
Yeah.
But you're going as long as you can.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to
Get
go
ready.
44 to 46 minutes.
Get ready.
You get a couple. We'll make sure we get you rest right before the TV timeouts, right? But, like, get your extra rest there and make sure you take extra time on free throws. Hey, listen, take extra time on the ground. That's what you notice sometimes. You get a foul. Hey, sit there for a couple seconds.
Pretend like you're hurt.
Yep.
What are they going to do?
Just
do
take a second.
Take a second.
Right? This is it. And you need your best playing as much time as you can. But that's where I think it's also different too, because the Pacers will just play. That's what I think is super interesting.
Yeah.
Is the Pacers, no matter if they're up 30, down 20, down 9 with a minute left, are going to play the same exact way.
Do you think Tyrese Halliburton plays like what 30?
Yeah, not
low
much.
low 30-ish minutes a game, which for a superstar or a
Whatever you
bordering
call him.
superstar is insanely low.
Yep. Oh, insane, especially in the playoffs.
Do you think his number's going to go up game 7?
I think it's going to stay the same. I think Rick is going to stick with it. And also, I think he's kind of hurt. But I think Rick is going to stick with what got him there. They're not going to deviate too much. I think the one thing they might do this game, maybe Rick, he still is a crazy person. He knows more than me. I would try to stay away from the non-Siakam and Tyrese minutes. Those can't happen in games. One of them has to be on the court. It's like Jokic and Jamal Murray.
Yeah. There's always one.
Come on now.
You absolutely need one. I mean, TJ McCollum's been doing his thing, and he's been taking over that lineup. Obi Toppin's been hitting some big-time shots. But, yeah, those are your two guys. Maybe number 3 is like Nembhard, and then there's obviously a big drop off from Siakam to Nembhard.
Yep.
You need at least one of those guys in at all times. Obviously, preferably you want them both in at the same time because they play well off each other.
Yeah. No, definitely. Right. And that's where you'll see. I don't think Rick deviates. I think he's like, hey, we can win this game, and we know we can. And the one thing that you need to think about here is that, of course, you want home court advantage, right? But the team that has the most pressure on itself is no doubt the Thunder.
Without
a doubt.
The Pacers aren't supposed to be here.
No way.
They're not supposed to be at game 7.
Yep.
But B, they weren't even supposed to make it to the Eastern Conference or even Eastern Conference semifinals.
Yep. They're
Okay.
supposed to get demolished by the Cavs.
Yes.
People had them.
Yes.
The Bucks beating them before then too.
I said Cavs in 5.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. We have that.
And it was
clip.
Pacers in 5.
Yeah, Pacers in
And
5.
I even said the Knicks were going to win. Either way, like, they're not supposed to be here. They're kind of playing with house money. I think it might be a little bit too late to say they're playing with house money.
Now they're here. They're also at pressure on themselves to win their first title. Like, I think that's important. But OKC, 68 wins, 1 seed, quote unquote, one of the greatest teams of all time.
Let's see.
An ascending superstar
MVP,
and all that stuff.
Best player in the league.
Like,
one of the best coaches.
You have game 7 at home.
Let's see it.
Listen. And here's the crazy stat. 19 game 7 so far. This will be the 20th on Sunday.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Only 5 road teams have won.
4, actually.
4. Wow. I guess it's going to be 5 tomorrow.
And the 4 road teams that have won were in 1971, 75, and 78, and then obviously the Cavs in 2016. But that's a huge break.
Besides 2016, in like the whatever basketball was in 19.
Where you can buy a ticket for a quarter or a nickel or whatever.
Exactly.
Like before home court, first of all, the fact that the Cavs won an Oracle is ridiculous.
We'll talk more. I mean, that performance.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like, literally since the establishment of like real home crowds, I like to think of when Magic Johnson hit the NBA, like that became the NBA, the premier basketball league.
Yep.
Ever since that, there has been one team to win a game 7 on the road.
One.
It's not easy.
In the NBA Finals.
The crowd feels that it's game 7. They're going to be loud.
The refs are, again, they feel it too.
Yes,
they don't want to get booed.
No, they want to get booed.
Foster is
you don't want to get booed. They don't want to get booed.
Hey, this is about me. Like, no,
he's always doing his little dance.
Yes,
You're not. Come on, Scott.
It's like if anyone even got this far, Duke boys, TV Teddy, the ref. It's like, bro, this is not about you. Whenever he would ref our games, it's like, dude, why are you backpedaling like this? Like,
Yeah,
this game is not
you're
for
putting
you.
on a show.
We're
for
watching
what?
Paulo Banchero or Zion Williamson play. We're not even come to watch Teddy ref.
Thank you.
But yeah,
Same thing with Stephen A. Whatever.
I wonder what suit he's gonna be wearing.
Oh man,
They gonna do the walk up for.
I mean, I can't. I actually can't wait because ever since I've really became like a hardcore basketball fan.
Yeah.
Like I was obviously a very, very big basketball fan in 2016, but I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't understand 14 actually. Sorry, I didn't understand like actions or pick and roll defense or why you would call timeout here or there. That didn't make sense to me.
Yep.
It all makes a lot more sense to me now.
Yep.
I can't wait to see how these coaches react to certain things.
Yep.
See who calls the first timeout. We talked
Always
about
important.
that, and see how these teams kind of like respond to adversity in the biggest moment.
If OKC calls the first time out, I know it's a long game.
No, that's a big
worried.
deal.
I'm worried.
Indiana
Like
should.
you need to make the first punch. At the home team.
Indiana should call
Yes.
the first time.
Like the script is.
Yes.
You need to be making. It needs to be 10-4.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Needs to. You can't even give them hope. But, there's so many things. Right. We could talk about this forever. Let's just stop and give people what they want.
Enjoy it.
What do you think? What is your prediction for Game 7 of the NBA Finals? The first one we've had since 2016.
I'm actually gonna walk you through it. First quarter, I see the Thunder, like we talked about. I see them throwing out the first punch.
Yep.
Indiana calls a quick timeout. They go on their little mini run. Thunder is still up by 2. Jalen Williams hits a big 3 at the end of the first quarter. The Thunder win the first quarter by 5. Second quarter. Yeah, this is Game 7. It's like the Super Bowl. By the way, when we have a Super Bowl, we should have a full episode. Just about Super Bowl. Second quarter, I see TJ McConnell going on a big run. Obi Toppin hitting some clutch threes. Neesmith locking up. I see the Pacers going on a little bit of a run. Thunder called 2 consecutive timeouts. Pacers up 6 now because they go on a 11-0 run. Eventually, the Thunder come back. They close the gap before halftime. It's a 2-point game. Thunder win the third quarter.
2-point game. Who? Thunder are winning?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 2-point game. Pacers are winning.
Okay. At halftime.
At halftime,
Okay,
yes.
Got it.
Third quarter.
So 26-24.
Yeah. Third quarter, I like the Thunder. I think they're going to come out. They're going to feel the energy after halftime.
that pick.
They're going to have a really, really good third quarter. I see them going up by like 7, 8 at the end of the third quarter.
Okay.
Fourth quarter, it's time. TJ McConnell's going to hit a 3 because they sag off him.
Yep.
He's going to hit a big 3, a devastating 3, a Ron Artest type of 3. Actually, that's not fair to say because it'll be like in 7 minutes left.
It's not 3 seconds.
But I see TJ McConnell hitting a big 3. I see Obi Toppin. I see I see TJ McConnell hitting a big 3. I see Tyrese hitting a few weird step backs. Pascal hitting some big shots, playing great defense. And it comes down. 1 minute left. It's a tie game. Shea takes it. This is a little snake dribble. Splits the screen, splits the double team. Takes his patented runner and misses.
Okay.
They come down, and you know what time it is. Tyrese Halliburton will not hit a game winner, but he will hit a big shot. 14 seconds left.
Like the go-ahead shot.
Yes, the go-ahead shot. 14 seconds left to be up 2. Shea comes back down. I think he hits another big shot. Tie game.
Wow.
3 seconds left. Pascal Siakam for the win. That's Kev's prediction. Pacers in 7. Whatever.
No, honestly, that was a cool story. I was actually.
Were you in it?
Yeah, it was. Because I thought I didn't know where you were going to go.
Just talking.
When Tyrese hit it, I thought that was
over.
Okay. That would be, if that happened, I don't even know. I didn't want to say anything. Like, the thing is, that's not even like out of the realm of possibility because I could see them giving it to Pascal with 3 seconds left.
Yeah.
When you think it would be for Tyrese.
Exactly.
Pascal can kind of make something out of nothing.
And he'll win the finals
time
MVP,
left.
of course.
For me, I'll let it go quick because we've been going for a while.
Yeah, my bad.
I will say that I am rooting for the Pacers. I would like for them to win. I think they're a great story. But if I had to make a prediction, it's got to be Thunder in 7. I think they will show that they are the better team and have been for the whole season. I think it's tough. The finals are really close. But if you have the game at home, you've won 14 of 18 in history. Puts time
16 of 20, actually. Or 15 of 19.
You've won 15 of 19 in history. That means history's on your side, right?
It's true.
If you lose at home, I don't even know what to say. And it's not like this is some team that shouldn't be here. Like if the Pacers somehow had home court advantage, then if it was like a 4 versus a 5 in the finals, this is the 1 seed, right? Got to take care of business at home and got to win this. And I think they do.
How do they win? Is it a sustained long attack?
I think we talked about it. I think they take the first punch. They make the first punch in the first quarter. Pacers come back in the second quarter, and maybe even they're leading at halftime. I think the third quarter is where you see a difference. They go up 8 or so.
Yeah, I think so too.
In the third.
Yeah.
And then the fourth, the start of the fourth is exactly where you have time to make the knockout blow. I kind of think about it how the Nuggets went with Jokic. Like, normally Shea will probably rest at the start of the fourth because that's always what happens. I think Dagnall's like, nope, let's win it right now.
Okay.
Let's keep the starters in. Let's win it. Let's give them no hope.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go up 16
Yes.
with 7 minutes left. You know, it's the Pacers. You never know what happens. But like,
Yeah.
let's go up 16 as opposed to being up 6
Yes.
and now Shea comes back.
Yeah, get refresh Shea. There's no game 8.
No
Doesn't
game
matter.
8. So I see that. I see the third quarter being the difference of the game.
Okay.
And I think they take it home from there. The
Who-
crowd is
MVP?
MVP. It will still be Shea.
Okay. Okay, well, there you have it, people. We have our predictions. Look, we just predict. I can't wait to see. I hope we're both wrong.
Yep.
Even though it makes no sense. But can't wait to see for this.
These are what moments are made of. These
Man.
is why people who don't like sports, oh my God. This is all you hope for
This is
in your life.
This is it.
There have only been
This is
20 of these, right? Like,
And we,
in
I mean,
history.
how many of you been alive for?
How many have I been alive for?
Yeah.
Well, one that I was cognizant for. One. Like,
Oh, the Heat one.
I guess he.
So two. But you're 25. You know what I mean? This doesn't happen every day, people. So I appreciate it. Definitely watch the game.
Yep. And now,
Challenge of the week.
yeah, you knew it. I was about to say it.
Challenge of the week is to figure out what your VO2 max is and increase it,
Yep.
people. It is the biggest indicator of how long you're going to live.
We'll talk more about that next.
And also how happy your life will be.
Yep.
So,
Find your VO2 max, figure it out, and we'll talk about how to increase it and how important it really is,
Yes.
right? Because it might just feel like a number.
what it is, what it does, etc., etc.
Yep. And with that, we'll see y'all next week.
Stay locked.